Welcome back. We're continuing to look at solving exponential equations. In this example, I'm asked to solve the equation 2 to the x plus 1 is equal to 3 to the x minus 1. And when I look at this equation, I have a couple things going on here. 2 to the x plus 1 is equal to 3 to the x minus 1. I have two different bases raised to exponents. There's nothing I can do. I can't rewrite 3 as 2 to an exponent, and I can't write 2 as 3 to an exponent. So I'm going to need to work with this equation. The other thing is I have variables on both sides, so this is going to get a little bit tricky. What I want to do to start this out is I'm going to take the natural log of each side. It doesn't have to be the natural log of each side. You could take the log base 7 of each side. But I find that taking the natural log is easier, or I like to do it because on my calculator I have a natural log button, so it's calculator ready. Another thing is that it is going to make solving equations when they're in applications with base E a lot easier oftentimes. So here we go. I have this equation 2 to the x plus 1 is equal to 3 to the x minus 1. I'm going to take the natural log of each side. So natural log of 2 to the x plus 1 is equal to natural log of 3 to the x minus 1. The reason I like to do this is that based on my properties of logs, these exponents come down in front as coefficients. So an exponent becomes a coefficient. So this is going to be x plus 1 times ln 2 is equal to x minus 1 times ln 3. Now, ln 2, I'm going to go to my calculator, ln 2 is approximately 6.931, and ln 3 is approximately 1.0986. So ln 2 and ln 3 are just numbers. It doesn't look like a number, but it's just a number that's about 0.6931 and about 0.10986. So I can take this number and distribute it in. Now, while ln 2 and 3 are approximately these values, I do not want to substitute those in at this point. I want to keep ln 2 and ln 3. I want my answer to be exact and calculator ready. So exact means that I want it in terms of ln's. These are approximate. But I also don't want to be rounding in the middle of my problem because then I'm going to have a lot of rounding error that will happen, that I'll see at the end. So this becomes x times ln 2 plus 1 times ln 2 is equal to x times ln 3 minus ln 3. Remember, ln 2 is a number, ln 3 is a number. So I have two terms that have x's and two terms that don't. I'm going to take my x terms and bring them to the left, and my non-x terms will go to the right. So I will subtract x ln 3 from both sides, and I will subtract ln 2 from both sides. So that will give me x ln 2 minus x ln 3 on the left, and negative ln 3 minus ln 2 on the right. Both terms on the left have an x in them, so I can factor out my greatest common factor of x. So when I pull x out, I now have ln 2 minus ln 3 is equal to x times that is equal to negative ln 3 minus ln 2. I'm going to divide both sides by ln 2 minus ln 3, giving me x is equal to negative ln 3 minus ln 2 over ln 2 minus ln 3. It's really, really important that you don't go canceling anything out right now. This is my exact answer. This is exactly my answer. I can find the approximate answer using my calculator. A neat trick on your calculator, this is a fraction and I don't want to make a mistake, so I'm going to hit the alpha button and then y equals. The first option is going to get me a fraction here. So now that I have that fraction, I'm going to input negative ln 3 minus ln 2 for the numerator. And in the denominator, I have ln 2 minus ln 3. So that's in my numerator and denominator. If you didn't do that, you would need to put parentheses around the numerator, open parentheses, negative ln 3 minus ln 2. Close both parentheses for the ln and for the numerator, divided by open parentheses for the denominator, ln 2 minus ln 3. And for both cases, we get 4.419. So, again, we're trying to make true statements. If I go back up and check this in my original problem, I should have 2 to the 4.419 plus 1 is approximately equal to 3 to the 4.419 minus 1. So 2 raised to the 4.419 plus 1 is 42.78, and 3 to the 4.419 minus 1 is 42.78. This ends up checking out, so that is my answer.